What we're seeing right now is that the roadblock still continues. As you can see, the cars that are still being stopped, but it seems like officers managed to also make way for more of those vehicles to pass. You will remember earlier on there was a bit of a traffic that was caused by this roadblocks, but if you look behind me, the cars that are passing are able to pass freely. But of course, authorities continue to monitor the M2. Many of the people, like I indicated earlier on, are heading to KZN, the N3. Of course, some are joining various routes to various destinations. I'm joined now by the JMPD spokesperson, Mr. Wayne Minnaar. Uncle Wayne, thank you so much for your time. I want us to look at the statistics right now and the number of fatalities perhaps that you've seen in Johannesburg alone.
Yes, no, one of the very serious accidents was where the driver of a Mazda 6 lost control and collided with a wall in Mnandi Street in Midrand. There, two passengers were seriously injured, and he died as a result of the injury. And those are just some of one of the accidents that we have seen in Johannesburg. However, the focus is on the road leading onto the N3 with traffic going towards KZN, also on the N1 South towards Free State and the Eastern Cape. We know this section of the M2 will also join the R24 and R21 with traffic going towards Mpumalanga. Hence, the focus is to get drivers to be mindful of road safety and to obey the rules of the road so that we can have fewer road accidents and road deaths this year. That is the focus. We know also that pedestrians is a major concern this time of the year, with at least half of the fatalities making up pedestrians, where people drink alcohol and then cross roads late at night when their perception and of distance and speed is affected. They also don't have proper judgment after consuming alcohol, and then cross the busy roads and then get bumped over and killed.
Yeah. We heard from the Transport Minister earlier in the week, indicating that the statistics are showing that more minibus taxis were being involved in car accidents. What would you say, would be the cause of us seeing this type of these kind of accidents from minibus taxis?
There's no doubt that the fatal accidents and serious accidents is attributed to driver error. So it's either excessive speed and overtaking when it is not safe, particularly on solid white line and when the view ahead is not clear. So the fatal and serious accidents is definitely as a result of poor driver behavior, where motorists disregard or drivers disregard the road traffic regulations.
And compliance of the rules of the road?
Yeah, today we've stopped a huge number of minibus taxis, particularly those going towards Free State and KZN, to see that they are complying in terms of roadworthiness, tires and lights and license discs, that those are in order. And then also to remind the drivers not to be reckless, to stop at least every 2 hours so that they can rest, or for the blood to circulate so that they do not become tired behind the wheel, because fatigue is also a factor, particularly on the long roads. So I'm happy that we've been able to stop a lot of the drivers going towards the Eastern Cape and KZN here this afternoon.
Talk to us about the number of vehicles that you've seen so far. I don't know if you have the statistics of the number of vehicles that are leaving Joburg right now.
No, I don't have a figure of the numbers leaving, but there's definitely an increase this afternoon with cars heading towards the coast in KZN, and also those going towards Eastern Cape and Free State.
All right, Wayne Minnaar is the spokesperson of the JMPD, giving us a sense of what things are looking like on the roads here in Johannesburg, speaking about the fatalities that we've seen in Johannesburg, also speaking about road compliance and why we continue to see these crashes happening. I asked him about the issue around the transport minister mentioning that more minibus taxis were being involved in accidents, in fatal accidents. In fact, during the first half of the festive season, the transport minister earlier telling us that about 35% of the people that died in the first half of the festive season were passengers, and many of those died from the minibus taxis. So Wayne Minnaar there giving us the picture in terms of what it's looking like here in Johannesburg.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much.